so wone ya dream enya konyaba wanansi kwantintin mwanu free hefa dabeno how besin ameni jaba no so me mama be mungu I've come too far I'll do what I have to do ne pesipia meko swa komeni 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 meko swa komeni
back to the basics. I brought one number down so many times you don't want to even get up and just face it. You've been doing your best, trying to test every nest to find the best one you can lay in. That's why the CoRe project is here to help you gain skills to help you succeed and build your own nest, springboard you to success. Nana, you go break through. Charlie, even COVID can defeat you. Search inside your core and you see you got the MasterCard of life in you. And it's so true, it is past due. So don't let nobody deceive you. I brought one year didn't crack, I say any that's so hot. So this is what you should do. Charlie, still move.
Meko swa komeni 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 meko swa
The wind blowing tonight carries dust. Unwelcoming news, for the speed bird is down. Hearts are heavy as on carved mortar, beating heavily like the thumping of a pistol, for a father will not return home tonight. And a husband left the side of his wife cold. A soldier is down. A soldier is down. A soldier is down. And it's a shame the sun will rise tomorrow and the rooster will crow and time will not pause a minute. Things will move as it was yesterday. But we will sing hymns. To this procession, we will light candles and a minute silence in honor of a soldier that is down. A soldier is down. A soldier is down. See, great men leave inheritances for their children, but John Jerry Rawlings has left an inheritance for every Ghanaian, the depth of heart in charting the course of truth, integrity, and justice. An inheritance that spells out to young men that gallantry is rarely a matter of formal dress and titles and positions, but of courage, applied responsibility, and the love of God. The wind blowing tonight carries dust, and unwelcoming news for a hero has fallen. But only to dust, for legacies are imperishable and inspiration is inspiration, alive or not. And even though we mourn, the flag must still wave in celebration, for he who we mourn only went on a journey deeper into greatness. For a man who has so ever been ready to die for his convictions has already shamed death. And you served well, so rest on. And we celebrate you.
Rest on, or we celebrate you. Before I start today, I would like to have the opportunity to, for us to honor the memory of the late President Jerry John Rawlings, who went. He made a very significant contribution to our country. He passed on today. I would like us to observe a minute silence in his honor. The Springboard family extends its condolences to Mrs. Rollins and the entire family. Today, we talk about a topic that many of you have asked for throughout our program. Today, it's all about love on your favorite Thursday evening hangout, the Springboard CoRe Hangout. Love knows no boundaries, but what happens when the disruptions of COVID-19 makes the statement a little bit tricky? What happens? Tonight, we'll hear an amazing story of two people in love. And then we would hear from a family health therapist. And therefore, tonight, don't go anywhere. It's all about love. And we will come to our guests after this commercial break. Don't go anywhere. As you know, the Springboard CoRe Hangouts is an initiative of the Springboard Roadshow Foundation in partnership with Solidaridad and the Mastercard Foundation. We know we are going to talk a lot about love, and we would also have a beautiful ceremony because we have Ruthie in the house to give us music and poetry. What else can you ask about love?
Are you a young person dealing with the disruptions caused by COVID-19 to our careers, education, health, and social lives? Welcome to the CoRe program, an e-learning, e-mentoring, and e-counseling program designed to equip you with diverse skills to enable you to thrive now and even beyond this pandemic. We encourage you to download the video, audio, and workbook for each episode for free on the CoRe program website, www.core.com.gh. If you are an MTN user in Ghana, you can download all videos, audios, or workbooks on our website without using your data. It's completely zero rated. And here's the bonus benefit. If you register on the website and go through a minimum of the 20 of the 24 sessions before the end of November, you will qualify for a certificate of completion from the CoRe program. We will be very excited to hear from you. Post your questions and comments on our social media pages at CoRe program or send them to us on the CoRe WhatsApp hotline 0551 535 533. CoRe, learning together, growing together.
You know, I was saying that we have a program of simply love. So we have a lot of red in the studio today. We will first hear from a couple. They are a very special couple. And we have Enoch and Madeline in the studio. Enoch is, if you've been looking at us after our programs over the period, you find someone who is always doing the sign language interpretation. But what you do not know is that Enoch is married to a very special lady. So we want to hear their story first, and then we'll go to my next guest. So, Magdalene, tell us about yourself, and tell us about the special relationship you have with Enoch.
So, my name is Madeline Ampofu. I'm a teacher by profession at Ashanti School for the Deaf at Jamasi. And so, our love story started from 2015 when I met Enoch at Mampong School for the Deaf, where I was doing my teaching practice. And when he approached me, I was a bit confused because I was deaf and he was hearing, and so I was a bit confused. But after some time, I decided to give it a try, and this is how far we've come. And before that, there were a lot of stories that hearing people are not good, they are bad, and so I was really scared myself. So I didn't want to go in, but I decided to study Enoch for some time. And after that, I realized that he was worth my love. So I gave it a try, and here we are. we are happily married.
So how long have you been married, Madeline?
So we've been married for 8 months, but we've known each other for
About 5 years.
5 years, yes, and we've been married for 8 months.
Wonderful, wonderful. So Enoch,
Yes,
from your perspective, what attracted you to Madeline? You didn't sign that to him. To her, sorry.
What? So first, her beauty. Yes.
Yeah, she is beautiful.
She's beautiful. So the first thing was her beauty. But then beyond that, I became friends with her, and I realized she was a different person. Her smiles, she was very caring as well. And so I considered all these things, and I realized that she was someone who was different from the others. And so that was what really attracted me to her.
Right. So let me find out another thing. One thing I noticed, because you came, the first time I met Madeline was when you came for one of our sign language interpretations.
Yes.
It was a Saturday.
Yes.
And we were doing a recording, and I think you were both wearing the same thing. That means that you
Yes.
had an event you were going to.
Yes.
And you were coming to work.
Yes.
And the fact that she came with you struck me. Because usually when you have somebody who is interested, or when you have a partner, whether male or female, and who is attracted or who is interested in what you do and goes out with you, it implies that your interests are kind of shared. So I want to find out, was that one of the things that attracted you to her as well?
I think yes. Because she was somebody who understood me and understood the work I do. And so she was ready to go anywhere with me. And like you said, that very day, we were going for a program, and I had to go and work as well. And so she was like, no problem, I'll go with you. And that is a woman, who understands his man. So she's ready to go with you to wherever you want to go to work, and then after that you can go to wherever program you are going. So I think that is one thing that I would say about her. Yeah.
Okay, so Madeline, you have met this handsome young man. He has shown interest in you. How was it like going to your family to say that I've met Enoch, and I think I want to spend the rest of my life with Enoch?
So after I met Enoch, I decided to talk to my family, but I was kind of confused whether my family will accept him or not. So I told my mom that I have a boyfriend who is a hearing person, and she was surprised, and she was like, why don't you go in for a deaf person? Because you are deaf, so why don't you go in for a deaf person? And then I told her, well, it's matters of the heart, and so it depends on my heart, and that's where my heart is. And my mom asked me, do you think that hearing person is good? Would he marry you and all of that? And then I told her, yes, I'm confident that he will marry me. So my parents said, okay, fine. If that is what you want, then fine, we'll give you our support. And so they agreed to it. So that was how it happened.
So we've had COVID. It's brought disruptions in any way, because I know her place is in Ashanti. Yours is in Mampong. Therefore, how did that separation, because this is digital separation,
yes.
And then, of course, not to talk about the language barrier, how did that separation serve you, and how did you bridge that gap?
So we do phone conversation. Most of the time we text on WhatsApp, and we do video calls as well. So we try to keep in touch always. So mostly very early in the morning before we leave for work, we text each other. And then along the line, during work when we are all free, we try to do some short video calls to just check on each other. Yeah. And then after work in the evening, we have a long video conversation.
You mean you have a long one?
Yes, because we are free in the evening.
Because you are free in the evening.
Yes.
So if you were to do this love issue again, what would you say was the critical success factor, or what helps any love relation, not just yours, because yours is also love. What helps a love relationship, in your opinion?
So I think communication. For us, it has been distant relationship throughout. So we have been communicating very well. When she's going somewhere, even though I'm not with her in Kumasi, she will always text me that, hey babe, I'm going this place. I'm at this place. I'm doing this. And I do same. If I'm also traveling, I make sure she's aware. She knows wherever I am at any point in time. So if you pass back and tell her that I saw Enoch here, she already knows. Yes, so I think communication, trust and communication, understanding. She understands me. She understands the kind of work I do. She knows I travel a lot. So because of all that, we try to communicate a lot. And I think communication has been the whole thing for us.
I mean, communication has been the bridge.
Exactly.
You mean everything, cementing all that you
exactly,
do.
Exactly.
How to find... Okay, so... As it Teresa,
yes, Miss Lady.
You are right in this. In fact, you are in the middle of this love affair.
I am enjoying them. I am enjoying them. You know, just when they walked in, and
when you were in the green room.
Yes, and the gentleman said, "Have you met?" And I said, "No, I have not." But I didn't notice the sign language until perhaps I was a little engrossed in my phone. So when I lifted my head, I saw the sign language, and I was amazed. I kept watching. In fact, I was watching. Now I decided to break my. So I asked him, "Is she your wife?" And he said, "I said, but where did you find this beautiful girl?" And so I became a little more prying. So I was asking, "But why did you choose a special needs person?" And so we have had all this conversation. I am so loving them. I don't know what I haven't seen a couple like this before. I am loving them. She's my friend already. Wow, this is beautiful. It's so beautiful.
So for those of you who are not in the studio, I want you to know that Enoch is signing to Madeline whenever we are talking, and it's just beautiful watching it. Yes. But I want you to tell us, where are you watching from? And tell us, are you single? Are you in a relationship? Are you married? Or, as we say sometimes on FB, it's complicated.
Very complicated.
Which one are you? And let's see if we can help you. I mean, you can contribute to this conversation. Additionally, kindly tell us, where are you watching us from? And let's go back to Teresa. Teresa, yes. Can you kindly tell us about what is love? What does love look like? You are a family therapist, and you have done this for so many years. So please, for those of us who are now looking, okay, we are looking under trees, everywhere.
Looking for
Help
love.
us.
Thank
What
you.
is love?
Thank you very much, Lady Comfort. I'm grateful. I really am grateful for this invitation. Beyond Madeline and Enoch, we are looking at love. For me, love is a very beautiful thing. Going down to scriptures, I have always said on a lot of platforms that it is very difficult to actually find a definition for love. If I can find love's definition only in the content of scripture. In the context of scripture, the Bible said that God is love. So then, love is God, and God is love. And apart from in the context of scripture, perhaps you are defining love with many other things. So people are defining love with a lot of things. They are defining love with the fact that somebody cares about me. They are defining love with the fact that somebody keeps calling and checking up on me. Somebody is even buying me clothes, shoes. For ladies, they are buying me things. Or somebody is smiling whenever he sees me. So many things people use to define love. And other people also define love with the fact that it's a feeling. It's a feeling they have. And I keep asking, what about if this feeling gets fully exasperated? I mean, it gets extinct. It is no longer. So what are you holding on to? For some people, love is when the other person who meets you, calls you, and begins to love talk you, sweet talk you, and you're having butterflies all in your tummy, and you feel some tintillating something on your body. I mean, we say
Tintillate.
Yes.
Please go on.
You break out in goosebumps, and you say that, oh, I have seen a lot of young people, their friends call them, and just when the call is coming through, she goes like, oh. Sometimes I wonder, when I see young people in love, I wonder, is it all love? I mean, when he mentioned babe, I was laughing. I was asking myself, why can't we do this babe thing? I mean, we are not old. So my friend, from today going, call me babe. And stop calling me some other name. But love is beautiful. Beyond all of the things that I have said, if you meet two people who are truly in love and caring for one another, it is beautiful. Love for me, like I've said, in the context of scripture, then you are looking at what love is. But love is what God has given us. God himself is love. Now, when two people find each other and they decide to carry out a relationship, they certainly are carrying out a love relationship. I believe that God created all of us for relationships, all of us. First with him and then with each other. And by the love we extend to other people, of all of the love relationships in this life, I see the love relationship that leads into marriage as the most beautiful. Can you imagine? I don't know where you are coming from. Where do you come from?
Oti.
Right. And you?
Then she's
Ashanti, yes, she told me. Right. So can you imagine two people who you don't know each other from nowhere. Then you get together and all of a sudden you feel so drawn towards each other and you carry it on gradually till it becomes a beautiful relationship. It is a powerful, very, very beautiful one. And many people have been in love, just that perhaps we are not defining it too well, and so sometimes people are crying, people are feeling that love is very difficult, love is very painful, but I so know that true love doesn't hurt. Okay. And so yes, I can just see these people are very much in love, and so at this point it doesn't hurt. Sometimes I ask myself, why is it that other people's love hurt? Why is it that other people's love make them cry all the time? Why is it that other people's love make them feel imprisoned? Why is it that other people's love make them feel that they have sold their how do you call it, their liberty out? That certainly is not love. And a lot of people are in love today and they feel so much imprisoned. I don't know if that is called love, but in the dictionary that I have been searching for love from, I have not seen any love that is suppressive, that is dominating, that is domineering, and that is unnecessarily commanding. And if we want to look at the love God gives us, it is a very liberating love, a very beautiful love. And we can as well give this love back to people that we are in relationship with, apart from our parents, apart from our brothers, to people who we so care about, where we desire that our relationship will travel from an ordinary relationship into perhaps tomorrow a marriage relationship.
Wow. Love is liberating, love is caring, love is showing that kind of fellow feeling that you want the best for the individual that you are talking about. So if you have somebody who is domineering or who makes you feel unworthy of even being human, you know that this particular relationship is not the best for you, because unfortunately you don't become who you are supposed to be. As I said, It's a love thing. That's what we are talking about today on the Springboard CoRe Hangout. The Springboard CoRe Hangout is an initiative of the Springboard Roadshow Foundation in partnership with Solidaridad and the MasterCard Foundation. One of the things that why we are treating this particular topic today is that you ask for it, that when are we going to treat love? And usually we don't talk about love on Springboard. We talk about topics of personal development. But
Absolutely.
when you did talk about it, we said, well, honestly, if that part of your life is not holistic, all the other
things,
parts
absolutely.
fall in.
Absolutely.
And therefore, this has everything to do with personal development.
Yes.
And therefore, let's talk about love. So thank you so much for your questions and your requests that we talk about love on the Springboard CoRe Hangout. Your questions are flowing, your comments are flowing, and I have Rocky Williams from Castland City in Kaswa on the on Facebook, and then Akofa Modesty. You are watching live from Ashiaman, and this is Juliana Boatin. You are watching from Ho in the Volta region, and you are married. Congratulations, and I hope you are having a lovely time watching the two lovebirds in the studio. In fact, I have to go and ask Albert to come in right now. Samuel Boatin, you're also watching from Kumasi. How interesting. We have Juliana Boatin from Ho and Samuel Boatin from Kumasi. You are on Zoom. We also have Sikapa, who is watching. Sikapa, who's watching all the way from Accra, Pokwasi, and you are single and you are searching for a good woman like Madeline. Yay! So I mean, having heard that, what will make both of you enjoy the relationship that they have here is about you knowing what you're looking for. In fact, we'll have to find out what were the key qualities. So please, that's your next question. Key qualities, and that also goes to what were the key qualities that you look out for. And we have Edmond Ejapa from Kofredua. Says, I'm really happy for Enoch. He's got the best choice in love. I agree with you. I agree with you so much, Edmond Ejapa from Kofredua. But you didn't tell us whether you were single, married, in a relationship, or it's complicated. So do tell us. Do tell us. So Enoch, yes, what attracted you? I mean, what are the key qualities? Because you must have something that you are looking out for, that when you see it, you say, well, I think I found it. So what was in your mind for somebody that would be your ideal partner?
For me, I was looking for someone who would love me. That was the most important thing. Aside that, I think in our world of today, young people focus so much on money. And so it happens that if you don't have money now, it's hard to find love. That is a little observation that I've made. And so for me, I was looking for someone who would love me and care for me and understand me for who I am. And so meeting Madeline, I realized that she wasn't someone who was so much money conscious. She wasn't so materialistic. And so I felt that, and she was caring as well. She was showing so much care. And so these are the things that drew me to her.
Right. Yes. Madeline, what about you? What qualities did you have in mind when you met Enoch?
So I was looking for somebody who would love me, and then somebody who understand me because I am deaf, and so I needed somebody who understand me. So I was looking for somebody who will love me for who I am, and then somebody who will understand me as well.
Auntie Theresa,
Yes.
in this case, apart from somebody who would
Who would love you.
love you, who understands the personality that is involved, somebody in Enoch's case, somebody who is not focused on who would take. In this case, he's also asking for acceptance.
Certainly.
Because he realized that he didn't have funds at that time. And therefore, if somebody else comes in who is focused on money, there will be no relationship there. What else do you think are qualities that people should look out for when they are going into a relationship?
Right.
Especially a relationship that they want to last for a lifetime.
Right. So we have said that for every one of us, depending on the kind of faith we profess, for Christians, your decision to follow Christ is the first most important decision you would ever make. Again, it is important for everyone who decides to go into a relationship, a lasting relationship that would eventually evolve into a marriage, to understand that this whole marriage thing is a journey. It is a very long journey.
How long?
Oh, very long. The last person I interviewed, perhaps 2 years ago, had lived with her husband. They have been together for about 61 years.
61
yes,
years.
yes. The last woman I spoke with had married her husband for 59 before the man passed. But this 61-year-old couple were still alive. I mean, they are still alive. So that is very long. It's interesting that sometimes people want to marry. Well, I don't know if it's in any part of Ghana. I hear somewhere else that people actually would want to marry and finish in 20 years. I mean, when we are taking the marriage vows, we are taking for better, for worse, forever. So forever is forever, till death. And death is the only thing that we have as the tool that can separate both of us. So when we are taking any such very long journeys, it is important that whoever becomes your partner in this journey, it is so critical, so crucial. You can't make an unwise decision. It is one of the most important decisions any human being would make. And don't get it wrong at that point, because if you get it wrong at that point, you may continue to live in it like that for perhaps the rest of your life, especially with Christians who do not have the leisure or the luxury of divorce at all. And so apart from that, the next thing is, I heard him saying somebody who would love me. I heard her say somebody who would love me. I keep asking people, the first thing is, do you love you? If you have not learned to love you and you are expecting other people to love you, it is a little difficult. In our part of the world, we have been trained to be very, is it too much of humility to say that, so we love people and we don't love us. But you see, I have always said, if you come and tell me that I am selling this phone at 20 cedis, I would not say because I have too much money, I will buy it at 100. So people will buy you for what you are worth. That your ability to love you puts a lot of value on you. It is not monetary at all. The value you place on yourself cannot be quantified in monetary terms. So, first, do you love you? If you love you, then certainly you can allow somebody into your life who would come and help and then continue pouring a lot more love into you. And so you are pouring love into each other. So yes, apart from that, the next thing you are looking for, first, is somebody who loves God, if you're a Christian. Certainly if he loves God, he loves Christ, he will love you. If there are issues in your marriage, you both are looking up to Christ Jesus. And so he becomes the chief witness in your marriage, and he will continue to be your help. The next thing you are looking for is, again, apart from somebody who loves God, is somebody, if he's a man, who understands this institution of marriage. It is a huge institution, a very, very important one. I have said over and over, I don't want to say that part, but I have said that There are two institutions in this life that nobody has a handbook on. People can write books about marriage and about child upbringing. Yes, we all counsel, we train, we teach from our level of wisdom, training, understanding, and experience. But these two institutions are very specialized areas, said that nobody has a handbook on it. However, we teach from our experiences. So, apart from somebody who loves you and all this, the next important thing is how much value do you place on you? What virtues do you want to see in a person? There are a lot of people who are even not rich, but they are so disrespectful. I thought that sometimes you have to be rich, and then if because you have made your money, you made this money yourself, and so if a woman is coming in crampa, she's not going to add to anything, or if a man is coming, this one, Mama say, "Wait, ohieni oni akoko, ohieni oni abutre bako." Just say, "Ohieni so munipa bako say." So we are looking for somebody who has values, and one of those values has to be respect. Has to be the fact that this person has deep respect for you. Again, this person has a lot of integrity.
Respect, integrity.
Yes, this person has faithfulness.
Thankfulness, gratitude.
Gratitude, yes, gratitude. The person
and
is
faithfulness.
Right.
Okay, faithfulness.
Right. Yes, so it's one of the things you are looking for. You are looking for, especially for a lady, certainly you are looking for a man who is hardworking. Not hardworking, I mean a man who is not lazy. And again, a woman who is not lazy. A man who sets goals and go for them. He's not... You know, in God's way of doing things, he decides to make the man the head. And in making you the head, there are too many things that comes together with headship. And it is amazing. I thank God I am a woman. And if we will ever come back again, I still want to be a woman. Yes. Because the job of headship, of leadership, of priesthood, of prophets, of the king. I mean, it's a huge one. It's a huge one. Again, you are looking for a man or a wife who is a very wise person. You see, when he was talking, he said that, well, I don't want a materialistic woman or whatever. It's beautiful. It's very, very beautiful. But there is a point we are walking towards somewhere. I don't know if I have the opportunity to share, but I married my husband, a very broke man. Broke.
Okay. Pata.
Yeah, man.
But it's not only you, because I always say that when Albert and I met, he didn't even have a bicycle tie. Yeah. So go on.
But you see, over there, yeah, so sometimes I tell people, yes, not materialistic now, but we are journeying on. There is a part of you which must be goal-oriented and going for. And so, yes, at this point, it is not materialistic, but we are walking towards a place where we expect to be blessed. And so we are setting these goals and we are going for them. Find a lady who understands your vision. Find a man who understands where you are going and is ready to partner you so that both of you are walking towards that direction and you understand where you are going. And because you both understand where you are going, you certainly will understand each other and you are moving on. Look for somebody who can be very tolerant of you. Very, very tolerant of you.
Not tolerant, understanding.
Yes.
Right, understanding of you. Let me just come in with a quick question. It's still to you.
Yes.
I mean, and I like the context that you said to us about the love relationship and what the kind of expectations one can go in if you've not gone in already. But if you've gone in, things that you must start developing, especially the aspect of loving yourself.
Yeah.
Now, we have had this beautiful thing called COVID-19, which is disrupted things. In any way, how has COVID, because because of your therapeutic nature of your ministry, how has COVID-19 affected relationships?
COVID-19 is I don't want to say it has brought a lot of pain, but again, it has brought some blessing also. And the pain has to do with where people have lost their jobs, many other things. But the blessing is also where other people have found jobs and many other things have happened. And but it has affected a few relationships, quite a number. And again, it has brought a few relationships also back together. And so you can look at a situation where a husband goes out, comes in from work at 11. And now COVID-19 says that everybody must stay at home. So you are staying at home and you are seeing your wife and your children as they are all over you for 3 months, or was it 4 months? And I know how a lot of husbands were faring. They were really disturbed. And so, yes, it brought a lot of husbands face to face with what actually happens in their homes. It will interest you to know that there are some fathers who do not see their children for a whole week until Saturday or Sunday. This time around, we are going nowhere. We are all here. There's no school. There's no work. There's no church. So we are all here.
We all day inside.
We all are here. And I had a few calls where I say, "Yes, of mommy, ufa ha no eshiano, upia ha no." I mean, just say, and for some married women, because you see, we and I have a headache. I got a headache issue. So this time we are not going anywhere. Nobody has headache. We are all here, and so this work too, we're doing it. But haphazardly by heart. That one too was wearing the ladies' sisters' but at the end of COVID, we have learned to be fully intimate, and so that's also good. But for some relationships, I mean, you can imagine couples who, a couple, perhaps a husband who decided to travel a little for how do you call it, for a recreation, I mean, vacation, and then COVID catches up with him, so he has to stay apart for 7 or 8 months. That was a little difficult, but all well and good. I mean, it was cool.
Right, so that means that COVID had both the positive and the negative. And for the headache people, the headache had to go away.
Oh, it was
Charlie, you were healed immediately from COVID.
Somebody told me that I got it one day. My husband comes in and he brings Panadol. And water, and he said, but why? I say, I don't want any. I got a headache, so take it before, take it and drink before I got a headache comes in.
Definitely. So we'll be coming back from a break, a very short break. And before we go on the break, I want to talk about or announce the CoRe challenge. And this is a wow moment where you would win the career starter pack, as well as an opportunity to be with us on the CoRe Hangouts live. So don't go away. And the stories, you are sending us issues. I know the questions we'll start answering, but we'll come back with more issues about love. It's all about love. When we come back, we would see Ruthie in her elements performing for us. Don't go anywhere.
It's your favorite Thursday night hangout here, and we want to make it even bigger. Join the CoRe Wow Challenge to win for yourself the Career Starter Pack Kit. Tell us, what is your biggest takeaway from our job readiness series, and you stand a chance of winning a book from Albert and Comfort Okran with other exciting prizes. You will also join them live on the CoRe Hangouts. All you have to do is share, retweet, repost with the hashtag CoRe Hangout across any social media platform. The post with the highest engagement wins. Deadline for this challenge is on the 24th of November 2020. The winner will be announced on our CoRe Hangout showdown in November.
Is patient and kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. And so this is my promise to you. I'll cherish every moment we will spend together. I do forever, my darling, take you as my soulmate, my friend, my partner, my desire is to hold you and never doubt that this would outlive us. I know we will cross the fire, the seas, the skies. Oh honey, our love will conquer hate, and this our kind of faith will lead us to forever, forever and ever, forever and ever, forever and ever. Oh yeah, yeah, forever and ever, forever and ever, forever and ever. I'll be with you forever. I'll be with you forever. Forever, I'll be your fighter, looking over shoulders to keep you in safe arms. And yes, I'll be your lover, faithful to the bones. I'll never ever hurt you, I'll lead you to heaven. God is my witness, troubles may come and go, but I'll be holding you, never letting you go. Oh, from now until the end, I will put you first, my precious friend. Oh, forever and ever, forever and ever, forever and ever, I'll be with you forever and ever, forever and ever, forever and ever. Would you hold my hand, my hand, my hand, my hand? Don't let me fall. Oh, hold my hand, my hand, my hand, my hand. Don't let me fall. Suddenly I saw you smile, and I knew you were the one. Many others can be kind, but won't on yeah. A selfless heart I desire, and I'll esteem you with a father's love. Close up for my love, I'll be faithful forever and ever, forever and ever, forever and ever. I'll be yours forever and ever, forever and ever, yeah, forever and ever, forever and ever. I'll never let you go, forever and ever. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Forever and ever, I will not let you go. We're going for a quick commercial break. When we return, okay.
Are you a young person dealing with the disruptions caused by COVID-19 to our careers, education, health, and social lives? Welcome to the CoRe program, an e-learning, e-mentoring, and e-counseling program designed to equip you with diverse skills to enable you to thrive now and even beyond this pandemic. We encourage you to download the video, audio, and workbook for each episode for free on the CoRe program website, www.core.com.gh. If you are an MTN user in Ghana, you can download all videos, audios, or workbooks on our website without using your data. It's completely zero rated. And here's the bonus benefit: if you register on the website and go through a minimum of the 20 of the 24 sessions before the end of November, you will qualify for a certificate of completion from the CoRe program. We will be very excited to hear from you. Post your questions and comments on our social media pages at CoRe program, or send them to us on the CoRe WhatsApp hotline 0551 535-533. CoRe, learning together, growing together.
Definitely, forever and ever, I will love you. Here we are, and you're welcome back to the Springboard CoRe Hangouts, your favorite Thursday night Hangouts, here at the Springboard Roadshow Foundation. The Springboard CoRe Hangouts is an initiative of the Springboard Roadshow Foundation in partnership with Solidaridad and the MasterCard Foundation. I love the feedback you are giving us, and that tells us that you are not only live, but you're enjoying ourselves. You have here an anonymous attendee. Thank you for being part of us. You say, how do you know, and I would ask you that. So please be thinking about it as we come back. How do you know somebody genuinely loves you and is not just telling you, I love you? And then we have another question, but then we have Esther, who is watching from East Legon. He says that love yourself to be loved. And then we also have, okay, the questions are flowing in. And I would like to encourage those who want to ask their questions in their own voice. And we encourage that, because then you are able to put in all the nuances you want to put in there. So if you want to ask the question in your own voice, just put up your hand if you are on Zoom. Definitely with Facebook, we can't do that. But we still love all of you, you know that. Because especially today when we are talking about love. So put up your hand in the Zoom feed, and we'll, we'll call you, we'll patch you, and you can ask your question yourself. So our first question, which I told you before we went, she says that, how do you know that this particular person is genuinely loves you and not just telling you, I love you?
Yes, all right. So, listening, somebody telling you, I love you. I love is a verb, right? So, he said that love is a verb is a doing word. Now, if somebody loves you, it should not only be in words, but it also must be in deeds. What are the very little practical things the person is doing for you to notice that she loves you? And certainly, because you are not in the person's mind and heart, you cannot know. But it is these little things, practical little steps, that gets you to know that the person loves you. A lot of young people have read too much of Mills and Boons and all of these things, so they understand love in a different way. But certainly, if someone loves you and first he's telling you or she's telling you, again, be looking out for the signs. One of the signs is when the person really has your interest at heart. And the next thing is when the person really wants you to succeed in everything you are doing. The next thing is when the person actually feels what you feel. Sorry. So when you're telling him this is how it is, she tries to understand exactly what you were saying. So however you feel, the person feels the same way. And again, the person would do anything for you to feel better as much as possible. Certainly. These are the few things you can tell. They are telltale signs.
Right. So one of the things that, and this one is a true story, but don't tell Albert. So when we were courting, one of my mantra, personal mantra is that in no way would I go into any relationship with any person who would lift a finger against me. And therefore, one day, in order to test whether he is somebody who will lift a finger against me or not, I made him angry. I mean, I could see him boiling, literally. And I was very calm because I knew what I was doing. Guess what? So if he's that upset, he had to lift his hand against something. And that time we're sitting somewhere. This guy took his hand and slapped the thing we were sitting on so hard that I could almost feel that the hand was splitting. And then I said, okay, so on this side we are safe. But I didn't tell him what we did. But please, I beg you, this is a secret I'm sharing with you. Don't share it with him. But anyway, there's that kind of thing that tells you that this person really loves you. If he had lifted a finger against me, I can assure you that was the end of the relationship, because I believe in myself so well and I love myself so well that I couldn't have lasted in any relationship that is abusive in any way. So one of the things that you can also tell if the person loves you genuinely or not is whether the person refrains in any way, whether it's physical, mental, any kind of abuse. And if anything, he would rather go somewhere else and
to take it on you.
Take it out somewhere else and then come back and say, okay, now let's talk. Okay. So that's my tip. But please do it advisedly.
Sure.
And make sure that you are willing to live with the outcome if it doesn't go too well. All right. So we have another question on and your questions are flowing in. We have another question from somebody saying, come on, sometimes technology is simply...
yes. Can be just distracting.
Right. So let me ask you this question. So in terms of the digital love, okay, you talked a bit about the digital love. In your case, do you think that digital love or the way you communicate when you are apart would work for everybody, or there must be another way? What do you think? Long distance relationship as you have presently?
I think it should work for everybody if they are truly in love, because you are not together, and so the only way to keep yourself together is through technology, that is phone conversation or video call or stuff like that. So if you don't do that, then it means that you are going to miss on that and your relationship will go down. So if you really are in love and you want to keep yourself together, even though you are far apart, then that communication, phone conversation should work for you.
Excellent.
Sure.
So we have Salom, who is watching from Ashiaman, Lebanon, who is saying, I'm really enjoying this. And Gideon Quason, you say you're a call, Gideon Quason. You're watching from Takrady in the Western region. And you've lifted your hand in Zoom. So Samuel, could you please ask your question?
Okay, hello.
Someone, we can hear you. Please speak up.
Hello.
Someone, we can hear you. Kindly go through. Kindly ask your question.
Yeah, hello.
Hear you. We can hear you. Just ask your question. Every hello comes through.
Sorry. Okay, please. I just wanted to come to the local the tree so that maybe I can express myself very well. As my question is, fine. Now my relationship, but now me who say after say we are in after knowing each other. No, as in the course of relationship, we say me who see be a mistake be. Or the other lady inside there, I say be a me comment here. As the feedback me nyana, as is so hurting. As always be an moves as me na fault for no one be a move for to no maker. But our fridges were and yes sir. Alice be who is be and make can be binanka, ebianka watias nanka, ebianka in Nigeria. But the moment here make up and I say na a bufuaba. And the bia na osimem yesi the bia na osimesi ntia se akobasa na say ama my basa and in fact at waswama make us say see for now we are not talking for now for way 2 weeks near we are not talking the have it pa nem hu na me nye nem zimzi bia say complain too much the as a kobasa na say ma relationship no unhunu like energy bia any happiness bia wo. The question is how should it be more make a cry the mass?
was talking about the issues with communicating with his loved one, such that sometimes there's a lot of bad. They fight a lot, and so it made the relationship uncomfortable. So in this case, how would you help? Yes.
Okay, no pay that say. Me so me catchy kakra send also better as I come me on. Me hone de me hone say. Me say obroni frɛ bibi say criticism. Say o criticize obi a ye frɛ bibi say constructive criticism. Adwoa ade we na wo ye a mempe. But o me nya ne say ni say. Why in constructive? Obi oho a ye frɛ bibi nagging. Aya na yesi man ne nage. Obi o kasem ba ko kaka to aso ana ya tete. E mi se sa na wo de ne ya ye. O ya na ya tete ana wo ho ye hi. Enti misraw obarima so a onage de ne ho abufuo sin oba onage. Nyame nkra mpesa. O se o kan Bible a Proverbs o se oba a oye nage no. Oni ne tie se de o te esusu atie. O se o te esusu atie. Esusu atie is rainy season. Wo enso no eto a o hata ne ma na enso neba na odimirika koyi ne mana koguo odigu wa na enso nate na wasan be hata sa na oba onagete wankasa be ma onage oba ma de onage a ho abufuo pa eno nti no misra obetimi aka kire no say ade wa anye ne ye de bia me say whatever you are saying, it is how you are saying what you are saying. You have a right to say what you are saying, but how you are saying what you are saying, no na ehu hia papa. Enti why obema de sabi okasa odwene ho asa wakasa. Na wo de ni nyina obeka and na one afford we to her and na wo de we to her and na why say no kreni o feel say o feel say onim nyansa. But Maria, I deal with the cow and say, and Cabese. Majid say, I say, oh no, the beer over cancel our own solution beer. Yes, I know a bufu cacra. Ain't no, say, Commodian day, our iron confirmony, our remu dear. Cassani a dear who here pa. It's a skill. Once, yeah, our beer mo, sabi, oh, array, one cra, over break a cra. And she Cassano so ye cacra, my.
Okay. So basically, she's talking about the need for us to look at how we communicate, especially when what you're going to say is not very welcome. The way you say it happens, really disrupts your relationship. But I agree, anything that you do, sometimes there's a need for you to tell what we say the bad news, but the way you conduct the bad news is what is very important. We have Mula. Mula, you are ready to give us your question. Please go right ahead, Mula. Speak up. I can see you, but I can't hear you. Okay, while Mula gets this thing, I have a question from an anonymous attendee. You have 3 questions, so I'm going to put the 3 together. What are the true qualities of real and true love? That's question number 1. And then question number 2. How do you sustain and spice up your love relationship with your partner? So that is to you. How do you sustain and spice up your love relationship? And then how do you tell, what are the true qualities of real and true love? I think you have done it. So just give us the main points. Yeah.
So the real qualities of true love doesn't die. But I think that true love must always be worked on. There are a lot of people who feel or think that, especially Christians, whatever has happened to us must happen automatically. So, and I love that recently Dr. Otabe was having one of his videos which was making a lot of rounds, talking about the fact that sometimes it's not about luck, it's not about favor, it is about ordinary discipline and common sense. And that is true, so true. There are many of us, we have true love, but we are not disciplined enough, and we are not working the love to grow. You see, I've always said love is like a seed. You have a right to plant it. Now, when it's planted, it has 2 tendencies, either to germinate or to die. And those tendencies depend solely on whoever is doing the planting. So yes, Perhaps beginning, the love was genuine, it was beautiful. As we journey on, too many things comes in and they begin to taint the love. And so, yes, true love. True love is that I am open towards you. I am so transparent. I am listening. I am communicating. I am caring for you. I am talking to you. We are communicating. I am getting you to understand that I have you in mind and at heart. These are qualities, but these qualities may not stay true forever till we begin to do a little more work to it. See this beautiful love. It's as if nothing would happen. But if they don't sustain this love, and sustaining this love is a lot of work. And so if they don't sustain this love, but I can see they will sustain it. It is not only prayer. It is not only Bible reading. It is little practical, common sense things to get it working out.
Okay, so they said we sustain it with little common sense things. Madeleine, how do you sustain your love? Give us a practical ways in which you sustain your love, especially the digital way.
So digital for us, we do more.
Not just
texting.
digital, how you sustain your love relationship.
Yes. So yes. So we try to spend a lot of time together, and then show much care for the other person. Yes. And then we communicate a lot as well. And so that is keeping us together.
Okay.
Yes.
Would you like to add anything?
Yes. I would want to say that forgiveness, because in the course of relationship we would offend each other, and so coming out to say I'm sorry, or saying sorry when you know you are wrong, and then also accepting the apologies and then moving on, that would keep the relationship going. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you were in the studio with me. Ruthie is just sitting like this. And just watching the conversation going on in the studio. I hope that's the same way that you are. I know that's the same way that you are also sitting at home. So if you have any questions, do send your questions, and your questions are flowing. We have another, I don't know whether it's our same, Anonymous Antedin, who says that, do you have to finish all your career goals before marriage?
No.
And then, okay, so that's a very simple one. No. How do you know? Okay, we've answered this one, and we got back. There's Edmond Ajipon, who wants to say that I would like to add that, okay, so this was when we were doing one of your sign language interpretation. And Edmond Ejipon says that I would like to add that what Enoch was saying is that marriage involves small love, small material, but it's not only love, it's other things as well.
Yes, other things.
Soba Selom on Facebook is asking, is it right for a lady to say she won't introduce her boyfriend to her family and friends because her boyfriend is not rich? Selom, it's a very serious question.
Hey.
Is it right for a lady to say, under no circumstance, me yeda?
Hey.
Please.
Oh, this is too wrong. This life belongs to God, and God has the right to change people's lives. I think, Mr. Comfort, we were just talking about how we began. We began so not on a good note, but we believed in a God who is able to take us beyond everything, and this is how far we have come, even beyond how far. So if it's only about rich, then I don't even understand rich. I don't understand rich, seriously, because I don't understand Rachel. So I don't know what he needs. She needs the young man to have before she can introduce him. I know somebody who went to have their engagement, and after the engagement was done, the young lady's father called the young man when the parents were leaving and gave the money back to him and said, "You need this money, I don't need it. That was only a formality, please take it." 15 to 20 years down the line, this young man is blessed. So it is not, I don't know how much money she wants the young man to, but why are you keeping him? Why are you keeping him?
Okay, so I have Esther. Esther is asking, for how long should one continue sacrificing for the one you love? Since you always hear people say love is sacrifice, love is pain. And also, is it advisable to get friends involved in your love affair?
If it's not a marriage, you see, I don't know sometimes if I sound a bit controversial, but certainly it should start from somewhere. Now, if the person is not married to you and you are making too many sacrifices, sometimes I ask people, are you all married? You are. Both of you, do you have beloveds? You have never had.
We have to look for some. This the question is to the cameraman and the cameraman. Right. And they are all not married. So
they are not married.
Ladies, on the platform, in case you are looking, you are searching. I have seriously, Papaya, who is head of production, he's also the same soup. So please.
Papa is my friend though. Don't
do that to me. But it's true. Papaya is also searching. I have a whole retinue of both young ladies and gentlemen around me. Yesterday, another one came here. He is. Papaya says I finished him. It's true. So please. We can continue this conversation after here. This.
Right.
So please
I was
continue.
asking, sometimes if it's a marriage, it's an already committed relationship. So you have every reason to do all the sacrifices. If it is not a committed relationship, there is a point to which you can make sacrifices. There is a point to which you can make sacrifices. One of the sacrifices, I mean, perhaps we don't want to go deeper into it, but if it's not a committed marriage, relationship, then there is a point to which you can make sacrifices. Some of them, it's not wise.
Excellent. William Quay says that welcome back, comfort. And I've just asked for forgiveness because I'll be in trouble after the program. So please say some sacrifice of fire for me.
Forgiveness, Papa.
Someone is also asking a question on Zoom. He's asking, please, is it good to take things personal during a relationship? How?
Personal as in... yes, that's how he says it. Personal, perhaps if it has to do with maybe when they are conversing, somebody said something and he takes it personal, so he gets angry. Is that what it means? That is what it means then. Well, yes, sometimes you have to... People have temperaments. People have individual personalities. So, depending on the kind of person you are with, if you understand their kind of temperament, then there are some things you would not do. If you happen to be with a melancholy and you know that they are very internalized people, then there are some statements you will not even make, because sometimes you are just making a sweeping statement and she has caught it like that and it's in her heart. She's running at it around in her mind, everything, giving too much meaning to it. So sometimes it's a little some way. You can only do well depending on your knowledge of the person you are with.
We have some comments from our Facebook listeners. One is saying that love cannot have boundaries. Distance cannot stop couples from loving each other. It is not easy, but what brings you together is greater than distance. And so he's talking about, he's contributing to the long distance relationship. And then Mustafa Sumaila says that I've been in a distance relationship for 4 years. Oh, but I think I'm fed up now because I love this girl. Because of this, I don't see what true love is. And this is Mustafa from Kumasi. This is his comment.
Yeah.
This is his comment. Okay. But there's a question that I want us to answer. How long should you date and court before marriage? It's a good question.
It's a good question.
Especially in these days of digital love, where sometimes they met each other digitally and they have never met in person, and they say they are going to get married. And you don't know who the person looks like, how the person looks like. Please.
Yes. So digital love, it's some way it's some way and in today's world everything is possible, but because of this thing. But you certainly must know the person. You certainly should have a few little understandings about the person. So it's difficult. It's difficult. However, if the person is with you, then certainly we can't put a timeline on it. But I have always thought that too long courtships, it's not my thing. So I would, if you push me, I would go between 1 and 3 years. If it is running after 3 years, you are doing a degree course. When it runs after 6 years, you are doing no PhD, you are doing a doctorate.
With no end in sight.
So we should be looking at getting it done with between 1 and 3 years. It's good time.
Between 1 and 3 years. So that's a courtship. So that's courtship before marriage. Right. Fantastic. Is there a difference between dating and courting anyway? How did you do your dating and courting? What's the difference? When you met Madeline, how did it go?
So when I met her, we became friends. We became friends for some time. I mean, trying to, because I didn't know her. So I needed to get to know her. I mean, before, though I liked her, but I needed to know her a bit before going ahead to propose love to her. So we became friends for some time, and then afterwards, after I was sure of what I wanted from her, I made it known to her, and then she also accepted. And so I think, yeah. So
you didn't sign it to her, so I don't think she understood what you said.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Fantastic. Okay, so at least I've learned one sign language.
Yes.
Yes. Excellent. Wow. Okay, so Kelvin Kwanzaa says that sustenance is key, is a key requirement for marriage, and a little bit biblio of common sense. So it's like common sense is the salt in marriage.
Sometimes ordinary common sense, a man talking in a jay.
Simple.
Also, why you way? I think I will bet you are Osibira and Yashim pouch. And some beer and oh, betching with the day, some back a betching the day.
So a little bit of common sense, as Kelvin Kwanzaa is saying, it makes the thing sweet. So just use some common sense. That's all. Don't say that because I'm your love, Charlie. So in fact, the conversation is very exciting, but I want to just pause for some announcements. And you remember we talked about the CoRe challenge. I want to encourage you, if you enjoyed yourself during the Hangouts, especially the one on the Hangouts that we did about the career path, please, our job readiness series, please kindly send us your video, and let us trend. When it trends, the biggest likes and so on and so forth will win a prize. You would also be in the studio with us here on the CoRe Hangout. And then this week, our e-learning for the week, our 20th e-learning video is talking about the value of networks and relationships. In this episode, we'll be privileged to have Susan Yemidi, the country representative of Solidaridad West Africa, and she will share the importance of networks and relationships and how we can maintain those relationships. Tune into a radio station near you. As you know, we have 30 radio stations across the country, or to a television, 3 TV stations, or to a community information center around you. You can also go to our website www.core.com.gh. CoRe is simple, CoRE.com.gh, and watch it. And our certificates are coming out, the certificate of participation as well as the certificate of completion. Certificate of participation is when you take part in 10 episodes. Of completion, then you've done the 20 episodes. So this week, some people will be rewarded when you finish and send us your feedback. Of course, next week we are having the CoRe conference. You know that one is serious matter. And the serious matter is not easy. We are looking at adaptability and sustainability. It is on Tuesday, 17th November 2020, and the time is 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Next week, on your favorite Hangout, we're talking about your resilience, your recovery, and your wellness. Join us from Zoom from 7 p.m. as you have done today to 8:30 p.m. You know, as in CoRe, as we always say, we're learning together and we are growing together. Sure. Most importantly, I would like to encourage you, call a friend, tell a family member that, look, this program, no youth must be left out, and therefore, please join on or get onto the bandwagon and be part of it. As part of this bandwagon, you know, we do mentoring, and our mentoring, send WhatsApp or a text message to our hotline 055 153 5533 055 153 5533. The mentoring, we have over 80 trade areas, from carpentry to law to journalism to electrical engineering to agribusiness, anything and everything in between. Banking, finance, insurance, everywhere. We are there giving you mentorship there. So join any mentoring group of your interest and be coached and mentored. Additionally, join our counseling hotline as well. Send the same message, counseling, to our hotline. Or go to the website. When you go to the website, www.core.com.gh, you can see the links to join it on your own accord. And I assure you, you will not be the same. We are going for a short commercial break. When we return, we'll continue this conversation. Don't go away.
Ladies, it's your turn to be wowed. Join our CoRe Wow Challenge. All you have to do is to post a video of yourself and share your best experience so far on the eLead conference. And you could be the lucky winner of some amazing prizes. Use the hashtag CoReLead. The video with the highest shares and likes across any social media platforms wins. So what are you waiting for? Share your video now. Deadline for this contest is on the 24th of November, 2020. Winner will be announced on our final CoRe eLead conference in November.
It's your favorite Thursday night hangout here, and we want to make it even bigger. Join the CoRe Wow Challenge to win for yourself the Career Starter Pack Kit. Tell us, what is your biggest takeaway from our job readiness series, and you stand a chance of winning a book from Albert and Comfort Okran with other exciting prizes. You will also join them live on the CoRe Hangouts. All you have to do is share, retweet, repost with the hashtag CoRe Hangout across any social media platform. The post with the highest engagement wins. Deadline for this challenge is on the 24th of November 2020. The winner will be announced on our CoRe Hangout Showdown in November.
Come back, and you are on the Springboard CoRe Hangouts live with me, Comfort Okran, and our beautiful guests in the studio. And today we are talking about It's a Love Thing. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Okay, so before I get dancing again, you know, Mustafa, the Smiler, the way you answered the question about how long should the relationship be, the PhD, it just blew him away. He said, wow. Henrietta Odria also says, wow. We have Calvin Kwanzaa, who is asking, but I think we've answered it in a way already, about can money buy love? And we all said that no, it can't buy love. So let's not be fixated about money, because it's a blessing. It's a blessing. Another question from an anonymous attendee. Charlie, next time I beg you write your name small for me, okay? Okay, right. So I would ask that question, and then we have Kojo on the line. Kojo, are you ready for us to ask your question?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Go ahead.
The long distance relationship, when communication becomes a problem between the two of you, what do you do?
Two of you, what do you do?
In today's world, communication shouldn't be a difficulty in long distance relationship. Growing up, I still do. I worked with, then it was P&T. The hassle you have to go through to receive one telephone call. And so on Thursday, people are calling from abroad to the main, and then we are sending people out. You know, we lived in CoRe, everybody knows everybody. So go to this house, tell the mama that the son will talk to him at this time. These were those days. In today's world, if long distance relationships shouldn't have communication problems, if you still are having communication problems in today's internet world, then there is a little problem. Make small time. You see, we have said that effective communication is the bedrock of every relationship, not only of married relationship, of every relationship. So make a little time. Today there are too many things, and if you are even older people, 60 years, and you are still married, learn to get on the phone small. What do you think your wife, how do you think she will feel 58 years? You are 60, you send her a text, baby, what's up? Don't you think your wife will laugh and be happy? She's like, hey, Charlie, my husband, he knows what's up. Oh. You don't know what's up. Oh, cry. I mean, so you see, it's just nice. Sometimes you just are there, you send your wife one nice emoji. Is that how you call it?
Yes, emoji.
And you'll be laughing. Ah, this is my husband. I mean, sometimes I can send also for some text message. You will go to a friend. Right. So learn to do all of these things. Today, in today's world, we are asking you, what is your Facebook? You are not there. What is your WhatsApp? You are not there. What is your IG? You are not there. You are not anywhere. What kind of life is this in today's world? You see, so when you are on all of these little things, you get to talk. You and find every way to talk. You see, good relationships don't happen. No. They are made to happen. When you see people in relationships and they are fine, it's not as if they are blessed or no. They have worked and they have made it happen. Make your relationship happen. Make it work. And there's nothing much you can do. These days, in today's world, with internet all over the place, telephone all over the place, everybody with telephone, please get small.
Let me tell them a story. When we got married, our first year of marriage, in fact, our first month after we got married, I had to go for a course abroad for about a year. And that was a time that you had to go and tell somebody that you're getting a call at this time. So in those days, Lord have mercy, when you write the letter, there was no email. You write a letter, and the letter takes 4 weeks. I remember, because I used to count the days.
Short.
And so that was 4 weeks to come here, and then another 4 weeks to get a response. So 2 months before you get a response. If you, in those days we managed to communicate, my friend, you don't have any excuse. Go, don't come and worry our ears. Oh, but please communicate well, so that your relationships will last properly for you. And oh, Charlie, the questions are here, but our time is up. Charlie, somebody says he has what's that thing? The when they can't talk to the person that they love the person. This is somebody who is saying that I'm not going to. There's a young, beautiful young lady. There's a beautiful young lady I'm in love with now for 3 years. Oh, brother.
Hey,
bro. And I still can't tell him. I'm not a graduate, and he's a graduate. So what, my friend? So break the POP. Why? break the
That is a
POP and
huge,
please
huge
tell the
image
person
problem.
you are really love the person.
It's a huge image problem.
Talking about relate. Okay, so in your wrapping up,
Yes.
I would like you to wrap up in local languages. Okay. So I want you to wrap up today of your choice. So in wrapping up, I want you to address the question about people say love. Should you continue sacrifice the person you love? Especially, oh no, we've answered this question already. So yes, so please, can you kindly give us your closing comments as we wrap up today's show?
I would want to say that love is a beautiful thing, and so when you find love, try your best to keep it going. There may be challenges, but then if you understand each other and you work together, it would be successful.
Thank you. Okay, Madeline, your closing comments.
So she wants to say that, like I said, if you have any problems, you should try to resolve it to make sure that you guys keep going. Yeah.
Right. So, Auntie Teresa, can you wrap up for us?
Me da si bebre and take comfort me da ma si bebre. Me jidi say kasa ya kasa bebre no. Ni nyina ya odo ho asem. Ewiase yi ade a eyed fe a edi kan ene odo. Nyankopon po eya odo. Eni ntini se ya wa adofo a yenhwe omoso ye na yenhwe ma yendo enye adwuma. Yenhwe ma yendo enye adwuma kese pa na de bia me hu oman a ekire me odo a ewo ye nipa ntem ekire me odo ewo ye fie mu na ekire me odo a ewo ye nsori mu sa odo yi na trickle down into our nation terade ma ye nyina na ye ma odo a ewo ema ye ho ya ware mu ene ye bibia mu no enye fefefe emehye rade nunyam. Thank you.
Amen.
Amen.
That was a beautiful wrap up, Teresa. And today we have been privileged to have Madeleine and Inokopata in studio with us. Additionally, we have had the opportunity to have Teresa. Teresa is a family therapist and she's been in the business for so many years. Thank you for you joining us on Zoom and on Facebook, not just with your comments, but also with your questions and your queries. Today we talked about love and we looked at how beautiful it is. But most importantly, we also looked at how we can make this love that makes the world go round and make us dizzy. We can make it last and it can sustain us and it can make us realize our goals and our aspirations for ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, without love, who are we? 1 Corinthians 13 says that love is patient. Love is kind. Love endures. Love believes all things, hopes all things. And therefore, as we leave you today in the hands of Ruthie, who will take us away, let's know that love is real. And even though there's love, there's hope, and there's faith. The greatest of it all is love. Thank you, and God richly bless you. Ruthie, come and take us away, even as we go for a quick commercial break.
CoRe, learning together, growing together.
I thought CDs were out of. Okay.
Well.
Sometimes pain holds us back, but the love of the Lord teaches us that in the midst of pain, in the midst of hopelessness, love will stand. and it covers a multitude of sin. And so when we find it difficult to, let's run back to the source, the one that breaks chains, the one that heals, the one that makes ways, the Lord God Almighty. And He will teach us and He will show us how to love. If you've been walking this old road for miles and miles, if you've been hearing the same old voice tell the same old lies, if you've been trying to fill the same old holes inside, there's a better life. There's a better life. If you've got chains, here's a chain breaker. If you feel lost, here's the way maker. If you need healing or saving, here's a prison shaking savior. If you got chains, here's the chain breaker. If you got pain, here's a pain taker. If you feel lost, here's the maker. If you need healing or saving, here's a prison shaking savior. If you got pain, here's a chain breaker. If you need healing or saving, here's the prison shaking savior. If you got pain, here's a pain taker. If you've been walking this old road for miles and miles, if you've been hearing the same old voice tell the same old lies, if you've been trying to fill the same old holes inside, there's a better life. There's a better life. If you've got pain, here's a pain taker. If you feel lost, here's the way maker. If you need healing or saving, here's a prison shaking savior. If you got pain, here's a pain taker. If you need healing or saving, here's a prison shaking savior. If you got chains, here's a pain taker. If you need healing or saving, here's a prison shaking savior. If you got chains, here's a chain breaker. If you need healing or saving, here's a prison shaking savior. If you got chains, here's a chain breaker. What is my chorus?
Back to the basics. I brought one number down so many times you don't want to even get up and just face it. You've been doing your best, trying to test every nest to find the best one you can lay in. That's why the CoRe project is here to help you gain skills to help you succeed and build your own nest. Springboard you to success. Nana, you go break through. Charlie, even COVID can defeat you. Search inside your core and you see you got the MasterCard of life in you. And it's so true, it is past due. So don't let nobody deceive you. I brought one here didn't crack. I say any that's so hot. So this is what you should do. Charlie, still move.
Mekoswa komeni